Welcome back to the final round. Democrats and Republicans going head to head over confirming Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court as a confirmation hearing in the Senate gets underway today. One of the topics that we heard about today multiple times was the Affordable Care Act. Democrats looking to tie Barrett to President Trump's push to repeal the ACA. Rick, the question, though, is where she stands on this issue, because I don't believe she's ever come outright and said that she would appeal it. So do we know for sure just what this would potentially mean for the future of ACA if she were to be confirmed?
Well, in addition to all that, she had nothing to say today because the nominee doesn't even get to speak on the first day of hearings. It's just the senators yelling at each other. So she'll be commenting later this week. We have 3 more days of hearings. She did write something about the prior Supreme Court ruling in the Supreme Court case from 2012, which was another effort to kill the ACA. And she criticized Chief Justice John Roberts, who wrote the majority opinion and was the swing vote upholding the ACA back then. And she just basically criticized his ruling and made it seem pretty clear that she is against the ACA. So, I think some of the questions she's likely to get from people, including Senator Kamala Harris, the vice presidential nominee for the Democrats, is does she oppose the ACA in toto? Was this some technical or arcane legal reasoning she was trying to make when she criticized the ruling upholding the ACA? Or what exactly was she have to say? Now, she's going to be very cagey. Supreme Court nominees, go out of their way to say nothing, and I'm sure she'll be no different. But what Democrats really want to do here is just they know they cannot stop this nomination. They want to use the hearings and the visibility they are likely to generate to talk about ACA and highlight the threat to healthcare for 20 million people posed by this lawsuit, which is being pushed by Republicans, including the Trump administration.
Rick, when you say can't stop this, so you think there's pretty much of 100% chance that she will be confirmed before November 3rd?
I put it at 90%. The wild cards might be, we still have a couple senators Republican senators who said they would not like to vote on this before the election. They didn't criticize the nominee. They just said shouldn't vote before the election. And we have a couple of senators that have COVID, or have been exposed to people with COVID. There are at least 2 senators who were not there today, and they do have to be there for a final vote. This vote does have to happen in person. So I think there are these kind of wild cards or black swan scenarios. And I think it's very unlikely, but you always have to remember it's possible that there could be some opposition research out there about some controversy that throws this thing off the rails. I don't think so, because she's been confirmed before for the appeals court, but so she'll probably sail through, but it's not 100%.
Rick, what type of, if she comes out and says that she would repeal the ACA, what type of threat, I guess, is that to President Trump winning the election? Because we've taken a look at a number of polls, and in the Morning Consult poll was one of the most recent one, showing that 62% of voters support the Affordable Care Act.
Yeah, let's again remind everybody, this law was very unpopular when it was passed in 2010, and then when it went into effect in 2014. It seemed a lot more disruptive than President Obama said it would be. And only, I think, in the last year or two did it get to the point where around 50%, a slim majority of Americans actually think the law is better than think it's worse. That has actually gone up a little bit. I think Democrats have been pretty good at messaging on this, because one of the things the ACA does is prohibit discrimination against people with pre-existing conditions. That's extremely popular. That is the most popular part of the ACA. And a lot of Americans don't know that part of the law is from the ACA. So I think Democrats have been pretty good at reminding people of this. And President Trump does not really have any kind of health plan. He keeps saying his number one health priority is to protect people with pre-existing conditions. But the problem for him is that the law already does that, and he wants to repeal the law that does that and replace it with something else. So I think Republicans are just muddled on health care, and it is a winning message for the Democrats at this point.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.